Hi everyone! Today I'm taking you to visit the church of SParagorio in Noli, on the western coast of Liguria at about 60 kilometers from my house. The place is a real gem as it's actually one of the most important examples of proto-Romanesque architecture in Italy. The church is very old, it dates back to the 11th century and is dedicated to Sparagorio, who was a Roman soldier who became a martyr, a Christian martyr of course. Even though parts of the church were restored in the late 19th century by a Portuguese architect, the church is incredibly well preserved. Also the original parts are very well preserved. This church sits on an ancient Byzantine cemetery and the whole area is an archaeological site. And the site is closed to visitors at the moment. It's not accessible to tourists and the main facade is not accessible as well. So we have to head in through this elegant side entrance with the classical Ligurian black and white stripes. It is very simple but also very elegant. The oldest part of the church is likely the apse, with blind arches which were decorated with ceramic basins, all different from one another, all with lovely colors coming from northern Africa and Sicily. But the ones you see outside the church are copies or there are some holes, since the originals are kept safely inside the church. If we approach the church, we can see that on one side of the portal there are two tombs, two graves, belonging to an ancient local family. This one on the right side of the entrance has a single arch and the typical black and white stone, whereas on the other side, on the left side, there is another grave with two arches. And on the walls there are traces of ancient frescoes. Traces of ancient frescoes are still visible. Around the church there are other tombs belonging to the Roman, Byzantine or medieval era, just like these ones. And the side portal, as I told you, is the only entrance to the church. It is very simple but elegant, as I told you. And the church has three main aisles divided by these massive stone pillars. The presbytery is raised by a few steps and there are some restored frescoes, not totally original then, but restored. There is a crucifix in the middle with St. Peter and St. Paul on the sides. And this is the original wooden bishop's chair belonging to the 13th century, whereas just round the corner there is a modern copy. The ground floor of the church is set as a museum where visitors can see some finds discovered inside the church and in the archaeological area. This one, for example, is a funerary slab made with slate and white marble medallions, some of which contain funeral inscriptions. This is a 13th century crucifix. It is very old, even though it is a copy. It's a copy of the famous Holy Face. In Italian it is Volto Sacro from Lucca, and it was worshipped by the local sailors. So even though it's a copy, it is very, very old. And these are the original Arab and Byzantine ceramic lunettes, the basins, the ceramic basins I told you before. They were located outside the church above the blind arches I showed you before. The crypt is below the apse of the church. It is also very old, contains some simple columns and some remains of the ancient frescoes on the walls. And this is me saying goodbye to you and hoping you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and bye bye. See you soon.